All right, ladies and gentlemen, my highest diplomat, thanks so much once again for being part of this webinar tonight. It's said to be an amazing one. You know, one thing I've learned in life, in my progress, in my building my business and building my leadership capacity and all of that, is never to argue with experts. If you know something better than me, come on, I'd rather listen to you. And that has helped me a lot. And it has not made me to move backward, but to move forward only. All right. So I think that is what I really want us to appreciate in people. When somebody knows something, come on, learn from the person. That's how you learn and know better. It helped me when I was in secondary school, primary school, and even in university. So and it's helping me right now, learning from others who know better different topics, and that makes me even a better student. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, the person that will be bringing tonight is one that is particularly in love with this particular project called the Tupan project. You know, he has a way of explaining the carbon credit with passion, not just explaining it with, okay, I know this. No, the passion, you could see it coming out of him. He believes in the project, and of course, he has remained single on the matter. And you don't get surprised. Why is it Diamond? He's not just a Diamond rank leader. He has produced Diamond rank leader even in his team. And I know more are going to come. Ladies and gentlemen, they call him the trainer, great man. You know, he's not, he's an old man, not mine. He's just doing classes, a young man, but an old man, not mine anyway. But his voice sounds as that of a 30 years old guy. And that shows the strength that actually comes out of him. Ladies and gentlemen, without wasting much of your time, please join me and welcome to the cut tonight, the one and only Mr. Eneh. They call it the trainer. Mr. Eneh,
super flattering.
Thank you, sir. You're welcome.
All right. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, friends of this ecosystem. Welcome everyone to this call. So much time, I don't always even fond of recording my Zoom meeting, but I'm here constrained to do that, and for record purposes. We want to look at a project tonight, and the project is called the Tupan project. Before we continue, we want to lay a foundation for this discussion tonight. Number one, we want to understand which industry does Tupan falls in, and what is the possibility that Tupan will be a game changer in the industry. Perhaps anybody here coming for the very first time may have to pay attention. We will try our best to bring you along the line. But for those of us here who are leaders, who want to learn and want to learn together, you will understand this system properly. Let's start this way, that the Sapphire ecosystem, powered by Eneh, is offering us opportunities from various industries. And tonight, we want to single out one of them, which has to do with a sustainable environmental project called Tupan. At the end of the meeting, it's going to be that you should acquire Tupan to buy Tupan minting herbs. That does not suggest that we are employing you to buy anything. But I want to explain to you what is going on. Whenever a company or a new technology is about to be launched out, the company is registered with the corporate affairs of any country. And the corporate affairs will determine, based on the documents submitted by the owners and the directors of the company, the numbers of shares that they are holding, of which the company is to be launched out. And then after that, the company will remain private That means this company has been authorized to manage, to operate, to have a custody of the number of shares for this company. You will understand that every company remains either a private company or a public traded company. And so at a point in time in the life of any company, the company will now decide what number of allotment shares that they want to release to the public. One thing you understand is that the share itself is zero value. The shares itself is zero value. And so the shares is being traded based on the value and the intrinsic value of the services offered by the company. If the company does not offer any value, automatically what you call shares does not exist and it is worthless. It is the intrinsic value of what each company offers that is being traded on the stock market. No company bring anything physical to the stock market. They are only trading the intrinsic value of the company based on their production and what they are doing. So what we are going to do tonight is to showcase to us the intrinsic value. What is intrinsic value? What is the value of these services to human beings? Because any services on earth that does not add value to human beings is valueless. And as long as human being will not find any use case of that thing, it becomes worthless. So when we are talking about sapphire, what are the offers? What are the services? What are the things that will make human beings to exchange their value, call it capital, call it fund, with what Tupan is offering? That is the essence of what we are going to do here tonight. In the second part of it, every company that goes to the stock market or to the register with the corporate affairs receive the allotment of the number of the shares. But on the blockchain, and especially with the infrastructure that Eneh is building, which is about adding what we call the tokenization of an asset, the allotment of the shares of the company are not released. They are all locked in on the blockchain. And then the companies are now requesting that the community of Sapphire should join hands in extracting out the tokens or like shares locked up in the blockchain of Eneh, which is like the server of the stock market. And so the invitations as a community is for us to join hands and extract out the number of allotment shares, or in this case, a token out of the blockchain. But the point is that you are not going to extract these tokens to Tupan. You are going to extract these tokens to yourself to be a custodian of the token. So it now behold of you to say, what kind of tools would you use to extract these tokens being locked on the blockchain? Are you going to use shovel? Are you going to use any other device? And that is what you call packages. That means the tools you are going to come to use to extract these tokens you are talking about. As we all know that these tokens have been on the point of extraction since a few months ago. I'd like to start from the back end, and then I introduce you to what we are talking about. As I speak with you now, I also have joined the community of extracting this company assets. Now you understand that we are talking about the company shares, because when an asset is listed on the stock market, it is called shares. When the same company lists the same asset on the blockchain, it is called digital shares or digital token. So I have joined personally through the Sapphire back office to join in the extracting out these tokens to myself. So I want to believe that after this meeting tonight, when we have explained to you both the value and the intrinsic value of the commodity, you would join to extract it for yourself, knowing that it will mean money, because every asset of every company means money when those who are coming late are buying from those who got it early. So let me share my screen with you. First and foremost, I want to share with you my personal back office. I guess I could see that. Now let's get this way. Here is my personal back office. I want to let you understand this. Now, this particular account, this is a back office where we registered and we find the API infrastructure powered by Eneh on Sapphire front end. We are extracting. So you can see that I am not talking like a man who doesn't believe this project. For the time I came across this, and I secured one of the hubs which I got. I have already extracted out from this account, and I have other accounts that I'm extracting out. I'm using the word extracting so that when I use the word minting, most of us are confused. So, like the corporate phase, giving a company the right to operate number of shares, go to the stock market. Every company is only authorized to operate with a number of shares registered and authorized by the stock market, which is a regulator. In this case, Eneh is the regulator of this ecosystem, the infrastructure. And so we are joining Tupan as a company to extract the the token out of the blockchain. So with this account, I have already extracted out 41,224. The question you ask me is, how much is it? You need to understand that every company in the world, no matter what is that company, when they are registering their company with a number of shares, the shares itself is, so you don't ask about the price. Right now, we are at the point of extracting out the tokens out of the blockchain to ownership, to be a custodian, like the company would do that. And so one good thing is that we have this opportunity. And one thing I would love you to take a look at is that the company have also given us a window that we are part of the company from the real beginning. Most of the company that goes to the public trading goes out sometimes when they have already been after many years, and selected people with part of what we call the insider angel investors. Now, let me take you back there to what we call the percentage and how far are we going to mint this out. I'm laying this foundation so that you will understand when I take you to why have I decided to put out my money. That home I showed you, I purchased it about 1,400 €199. If you are in Nigeria, that's over 1.5 million naira. But let me tell you, we have other projects, but I'm taking you now to the Tupan. Now, what you are seeing on the screen here is that Tupan here and the extracting we are talking about here is like you have a mango tree, and the mango tree started ripe and is going to fall. You will discover that those people who went to the mango tree when the fruit was much on the tree will be able to gather much. Now, as you can see, right now, we are extracting out at the level point of 84.0404. It's like you are talking about a tank of water. What is remaining is 84% 0404. But what it means is this: both those who are coming now to start to join to extract out and those who started from the very beginning are going to enjoy it till 0%. And so if you are still wasting time, anytime you come in, those that started from the beginning will still enjoy this. And so it's very important. So just imagine if at 84% that I have already extracted out over 47,000 thereabout. Now, how many of these would you think that I would get by the time this minting gets to 0%? Now, how would this become money? The intrinsic value of the company, the usability of the project is what will make this to become money. How would these services affect human beings is what will make it to become money. At this point, don't break your head. Don't ask of the price. Let it be a zero capital. If you ask any company, Google, mention any company you know that the shares is now worth money. At the beginning, it was zero value. But as human beings start getting the services they need, human beings now trying to get to associate with the value of the company. And so on this note, we want to get them to go and explain, to get to the company called Tupan, to their website, to the source of information. Much more, we are going to drive what we call their white paper, the roadmap, and we will be able to extract information of how would this benefit human beings, so that human beings will be able to associate themselves and then makes the value of the company, the assets of the company to now worth money. Let me announce to us that Tupan project is associated with both the climate change and what we call the green carbon footprint, if you like. The carbon footprint, understand? I'm going to ask Google. And the reason why I'm asking Google is that I want you, after this time, you too can ask Google and get the result. Let's ask that what is carbon footprint? What is carbon footprint? I'm just asking Google, and you can also ask Google the same thing. Now, for us to quickly understand what is carbon footprint, let's look at images. Now, the world wants to stamp out what we call the CO2, the carbon. And the carbon is the problem that's in excess, that is creating problems on the earth today. And all the trouble you are hearing today, carbon is not a bad thing, because after all, we will not exist on Earth without carbon. And oxygen also is good. We will not exist on Earth without oxygen. And so we need the carbon and the oxygen at a balanced level. But you may understand that as the world becomes industrialized, a lot of companies now generate this carbon in the measure that the atmosphere oxygen cannot supplement this. Let me give you an example of what I'm trying to explain. You have an idea of what we call a pass my neighbor generator. If I keep you in a particular room, I lock the door and I on the pass my neighbor that will generate the carbon from the exhaust, and there is no access for oxygen to come in and supplement the carbon, in less than 3 to 6 hours, you will die. But are you surprised that you get to a marketplace, everybody is funding their pass my neighbor, and they stay there every day? Why are they not dying? It's because the oxygen, the atmosphere oxygen, is able to supplement the balance, the positive and the negative ions of the carbon and the oxygen. And so the same thing is happening around the world, that today a lot of companies are generating carbons around the world. And this is also contributing to the big problem. Nature designed that we inhale in oxygen and give out carbon, and the trees would absorb the carbon and give us oxygen. But today, as the countries and nations becoming urbanized, most of those trees are being cut away. And not just that, human being by industrialization has now contributed to a lot of carbons all over the world. And that is what we are facing. So a company that is in the cultivation and maintenance of one of the biggest forests in South America, in fact, this forest generates about 20% of the global oxygen supply. And so for the world to remain, we must have a way of sustaining the forests. And this is a big business that will take over a lot of businesses around the world. It is called carbon credit market. You need to also ask Google this question. What is the value? What is the value of carbon credits markets, right? Let's ask Google. Now, you will find a lot of graph, but let's go to where we can extract something. We are still going to run something here. Now you can see here there are lots of information here. The global carbon credit market traded value was $978.56 billion US dollars in 2022. The market is expected to reach about 2.68 trillion by 2028, at the increment of 18.23% during the forecast period of 2023 to 28. There is increasing regulatory and stakeholders' pressures on the global corporation to lower the emission. It is all known the fact that one of the source of the carbon footprints around the world is like the airplane. As you get to a lot of what we call the airport around the world, you will see the airplane is landing and going out. But when the plane is standing, Have you ever get near to the tail of the plane and see the amount of carbon that is pushed out? That is what the planes are doing morning and evening, morning and evening. And so it is now requested that for these companies and any other company like China, like Japan, and many of these companies, that either they stop their carbon production or they have to support countries who are maintaining the forests that supplement this. I need to explain that to you. Here in one of the states in Nigeria, Cross River State, have one of the forest reserve. And every year, the UN, Cross River State, amount of money, you see the forest guard that maintain the forests. This is a big business. And carbon credit is like selling air. So that is exactly what the company called Tupan is involved. May I use another way to explain this to you to understand? We have some cities in Nigeria or any other country that are still on development. Let's take example, the industrial site in Lagos and site of Ogun State. Now, Ogun State and Lagos were both some time ago forests. And the monkeys and other animals were enjoying their life, the wildlife and all that. But guess what? Has cut down all the trees that they have in Lagos and replaced them with plastic trees, if you like. And now, both Lagos and Ogun State demand oxygen. But Lagos have destroyed the source of oxygen, which is a tree, and now depend that the oxygen from Ogun State will now service Lagos. Now, Ogun State now is about to cut down their forest. It therefore means that both Lagos and Ogun State will all die because both forests and forestation will be destroyed. Now, the government now come with a new law and said, Ogun State, don't cut down your forest. But they want to also industrialize like Lagos. And the government now said, Lagos, you need to shut down all your operation. But Lagos cannot shut down your operation because it's a capital that generates such money. The government now come in arbitrary and said, okay, Ogun State, your forest is now a product. Lagos, when you are making your profit, a percentage of your profit must buy carbon credit produced by Ogun State. It therefore means that the forest in Ogun State is no more just a forest of trees. It's a forest that oxygen is being measured, and companies are now subscribing for the carbon credit from Ogun State and then to maintain their services. So by so doing, both Ogun State and Lagos State are now benefiting from the forest that have been cut down from Lagos is now being benefited from by Ogun State because industries are making money and yet to be cut down from Ogun State forest is now supplementing the carbon in Lagos. I do hope that you understand what we call carbon credit. This is the market. And all the challenge of the climate change today is summed up that the world must reduce the volume of carbon in production. That work of maintaining forests is the business of Tupan. And so Tupan is raising funds from the connection to expand the forest because the size of your forests and technology have also provided a means of measuring the circumference of atmospheric oxygen of a particular environment. That's why in other countries where we have the Land Owners Act, the land belongs to the people, not like Nigeria where we have the land belongs to the government. You have what we call forests owners. You can ask Google. Forest owners. Forest, they even have association, Forest Owners Association. Welcome to Forest Owners Association. And we can also ask carbon credits from forest owners. Let's remove association. Now, forest carbon offers are given to forest owners who have managed to absorb an amount of carbon from the atmosphere through the trees they have planted. They can sell the credit to companies that want to offset their carbon emission in the carbon credits market. So Tupan will be able to, by the measurement, the size of their forest, will be able to approach the market. And some of us will also be changing our unit, because we can also buy the carbon credit certificate and also sell it and market it when the market is open. This company will soon open our eye to see the greatest wealth that nobody even knows. And so we can see, ask Google this question: how much the owners of forests earn in those countries like Switzerland, where you have to maintain your forest? Now, forest carbon credit aim to offset. And for those of you in Nigeria, may I announce to you that very soon the government will start to tax you what we call carbon credit tax. And if you are not part of Tupan and you are not minting Tupan, you'll be paying tax of what you don't know. Let me see. Nigerian government launched carbon credits. Let's just ask. You can see here that Nigerian government already, Nigerian is creating a carbon market with oil trading giant. Shell have started also, and many of them. Now look at it here. Carbon credit in Nigeria, a road to implementation. You will soon pay tax of what you don't know if you are not part of Tupan. Because in Nigeria, we have the Land Act does not allow you to own the forest of your father. And so whether you own forest or not, you will still pay tax, carbon credit tax. That is why we have seen an opportunity today that we can be part of a company that offers us the co-ownership of becoming a co-ownership of Tupan. How? Because companies are owned by shares. And so if you can come into the market right now, if you can tell your friends, if you can encapsulate what I've shared with you now, I've gone to elementary of how to explain it to you. If you can take this and tell your friend, tell your neighbor, government will soon bring out tax of carbon credit. You don't need any to explain that. Take your phone, go to your friend, tell your friend, do you know that this government, it will soon bring a new tax? He said, ask Google before the person and said, Nigerian government have launched carbon credit tax. They will soon tax you. Before they tax you, come and get your own money. So that when they tax you, you use what you have extract from the company like this and supplement your tax. That's what we are saying. And so you can see the company, we are privileged to have this Tupan. And this is to preserve the Amazon forest in South America. May I also open your eye to understand one thing? Have you seen the MTN? The MTN came here to Nigeria and set up infrastructure of towers and all that. And after they have done that, MTN and other providers now sit down to sell what we call A. They just sell to you connection of tower A to tower B through their platform. That's what they're selling to you. They are only using their infrastructure to help you connect from point A to point B. So they are now selling their A. how is this comparable to Tupan? Is that why Tupan is maintaining the forest? They own the forest. So they can sell the timber of the forest and replace it with a new one. They can plant herbs in the forest and sell the herbs. So right now, Tupan already own a lot of patents. A lot of patents. Medical patent, herbal patent, because they'll be able to plant these crops. A particular company can ask Tupan, please, we want you to supply all these particular herbs. And the herbs that Tupan is planting will also generate oxygen that Tupan will sell to the carbon credit market. Have you understand what I'm telling you right now? That the product that Tupan is producing and maintaining to collect money from what we call the carbon credit market, because there's no airplane that will ever fly without carbon credit. And how do they calculate it? Every time you enter an airplane, your body mass is proportional to the carbon credit that an airplane will pay. Right? So when you are in this type of industry, so Tupan will just be selling oxygen that they don't generate. The trees generate oxygen. So Tupan will just maintain forest. So you are now being invited to help Tupan to raise funds and expand the forest, plant more crops, and make more money. And now the company has also designed some mechanism from Eneh in such a way that the price of Tupan will always be the price that never fall down. I explained that to you. In the price mechanism, there's what we call the buyback, and a percentage of the carbon credit market. Tupan is yet to open the carbon credit. That will be in 2024. So the price of Tupan can be zero today. You better go and have Tupan token by yourself. Tell your neighbor, tell your friends, tell who came to hear. With what I share to you now, you can explain it to a dumb person because everybody understands what I'm saying now. And so what I'm saying in essence is this, that Tupan will set the Eneh ecosystem, set up a treasury. A treasury is a buyback point. That when the price of the coin, because every carbon credit sold, which should be sold on Eneh ecosystem. And you ask me, that is where Eneh will provide gas fee that will make Eneh price to be lying down as a giant. I'm not going that side today, okay? Now, a percentage of the cost of the selling of the carbon credit is being kept aside, which is to buy back, buy at the dip. When the price of Tupan goes beyond the treasury, automatically this reserve fund will buy all the token that is sold beyond the treasury and elevate the price again to a peak. And set up a new treasury. So when it set up a new treasury, into this mechanism and go like air, survive without paying for carbon credit. The world is looking for how China will shut their production down, but they cannot. The world is looking for how the world will shut down all the train and everywhere. The wildfire everywhere. So I'm just today, when I was introduced, they say I talk with passion. I didn't want this thing to be recorded because this is not professional. I only want you to understand what we are talking about. And that is the heart of what we call Tupan. Tupan is one of the projects. Hello, can you hear me from this one? Hello, can somebody hear me from this one? Okay, thank you. So what we are saying is that the Tupan is one of the projects that you have to
recording in progress,
that you have to run in and collect it as much as you can. So this night, in less than few minutes, I'm able to so with this short time, I'm able to just paint a picture. I'm able to paint a picture about this project. And so let us return back to we now return back to the market. Now, here is the market. The market is very simple. I want to say something here before I leave this stage. As of today, the Naira dollar exchange have hit 1,000. The question I'm asking you, what do you have that will earn you foreign currency in the next 5 years? Do you have any reserve? Do you have any business? Do you have any assets that you have outside there that will be able to earn you hard currency so that when you exchange, you can buy lands, you can do what you want to do here? Tonight, for educational purposes, I present to you Tupan assets. We are just few in number. I don't think anybody new person is here. Tell your neighbor. If you don't understand anything, tell your neighbor that Nigerian government have launched what we call carbon credit task. If you don't know what to say, from that point, you can start to explain Tupan to the person. That you will suggest the person should come and buy this asset so that when he will be paying the carbon credit tax, he will make him profit from the tax from the carbon market. Otherwise, the people will pay tax. They don't understand what the tax is all about. But thank God, for those of us who are here, we will also pay the tax, but we are going to be earning from the carbon market that we are paying the tax for. That's so much I rushed in from events to catch up with this Zoom meeting. And that is all that I have cooked today. That is all I have served today. And that is what I want you to enjoy today. So digest that, encapsulate that, share that with your own language from what you have understood tonight. Use that, present that, open your mouth and start talking. Ask Google this question. You have seen the way I asked Google. I didn't come with any script. The back office, you have it. Google is there. Ask Google this question. Google will give you answer. Take it to somebody else. Market the project, because Sapphire is asking us, give us a community. It is the community we have with Sapphire that attracted Tupan to come and say, Sapphire community, come and join me. Come and join us and extract our assets from the blockchain. So why are you sitting on the fence? On the fence? Why are you acting as if you don't have idea what is going on? If you did not, tonight, I guess I might have walked your emotion. So get up then and take the opportunity before you pay tax for what you don't know. Thank you very much, and God bless you.
All right, thank you so much, great Eneh. Coach Eneh, the trainer, thank you so much. That was straightforward, that was detailed enough. And like I said, it wasn't a rocket science in anything. You could Google anything just to get whatever information you need to get concerning this. So once again, thanks so much. And the Lord bless you for that sharp presentation. We have 5 minutes left. We don't want just to assume anything. So anyone with a question, Coach Eneh is still very much here to answer your question. Please open up, ask questions. Whoever asks questions, get to understand, get to know. And if you are not in the know, then you will not be knowing your word. You get that now. So somebody says if you are not informed, you will be deformed. The reason for webinars is to grant understanding. We don't try to convince you for anything. No, but it's our responsibility to bring you to the point of understanding, then you make your decision. So once again, Coach Eneh, thanks so much, and the Lord bless you and refill you in Jesus' name. Yep. Any question? 4 minutes to go. No question, nobody raising hand. Like Mr. Eneh already said, these are quite a number of people that we always work with. We are not really having any stranger tonight. I want to believe so. There's no question type and there is nobody raising up their hand. Okay, so we can close it up now. We believe you understand. For those of you who want to watch it again and again, we'll put it on our YouTube so that you can take advantage of it to learn more. And, we hear it again, faith coming by hearing and hearing and hearing, you come to the level of understanding, point of understanding, then, of course, that creates faith on your inside. So thanks so much, everyone, for being part of this call tonight.
All right. Thank you very much for staying put this time. Good night and God bless you.